the bottom, and Sam's certainly feeling it overall right now. Of course, coming off that brilliant season, getting #1 on ladder, and right now, if you're buying stock, everyone's been buying high on Sam right now.
I mean, you and I have loved Sam since the first time we ever saw him. He struggled a little bit when he kind of moved into head-to-head play over the last couple seasons, or not even the last couple. It was really just the spring season where he took a big regression, but then he came back in the fall. He only played in King of the Hill, but he was still at 64%. So, I mean, overall in his career in head-to-head, he's at 66%, which is a guy that I would field on any roster.
Yeah, I mean, anything over 55% is pretty solid and at the level of competition, so being over 60 is insane.
Ooh.
Easy King Tower activation there.
Beautiful King Tower activation there. Does not get a swing on the tower, and that's one of the beautiful things of the new Tornado. When timed correctly and placed correctly, you get that King Tower activation with no damage dealt.
So a lot of spell cycle early from Wings in this one, and we saw that, of course, in the mirror match early on. Wings now with that King Tower activation. Happy to go ahead and just get some of those done as he's at 10 consistently right now. As we go into the midway point of regulation time, currently has the lead by about 200 HP.
So both these guys playing very patiently. Sam going to drop that lightning in there. One of the more frustrating plays to happen when you think you got a defense in and then a lightning comes down. However, though, Wings doing a good job recognizing there wasn't a ton of DPS behind that lightning and goes opposite lane.
Takes the hog off. XOPXSAM resetting now. Here we go into double elixir time. This might be when the German starts to kick things into high gear. 8.4K personal best on ladder. 8402 to be precise for the mad scientist XOPXSAM.
And I'm curious if Wings got enough out of that single elixir time. We'll see right now.
That's gonna be a very, very big question. It looks like setting up on the right-hand side is XOPXSAM.
There's just so many responses for Sam to the win conditions. That's why you saw him cycle that Goblin Cage early, was to make sure that he couldn't support the Hog Rider with the EQ. So he goes Goblin Cage, baits out the EQ, then the Hog Rider comes down, and Sam's kind of dealing with things in the sequence that he would like rather than what Wings would like.
Does finally get Golem down, and a well-timed one does distract the Musketeer.
Yeah.
Night Witch behind.
And well-timed as well, because it's taking for all the bats. The first two get behind the Golem, just to add a little bit more DPS on this bomb tower. Not going to get a lot out of it.
Well, I like the patience there from Sam, not pulling the trigger on the lightning to get the Musketeer off the board, instead knowing that a Hog Rider was coming soon, had to play some defense, so here we go. Sudden death overtime. Golem should come up fairly high. No, a lightning there, and there's some solid value. Resetting for defense, maybe one more attempt before that big push.
I mean, honestly, man, if I'm Wings right now, I just do what he's doing right now, which is play good, stout defense, and then get spell cycling in, which is why you see Sam having to go hyper-aggressive with the Golem. So what does Wings do? Hog Rider in response.
That's a couple times now that Sam's done a good job of protecting those support troops by getting the goal in front of the Musketeer. We'll see if he can stack up enough at the bridge and get something moving downhill. His time is starting to run a little bit short here with only 1:15 remaining, and that Baby Dragon not getting splash damage on tower.
And that was a really, really nice snuck-in Knight, if you will, that protected that Musketeer against the Night Witch and the Baby Dragon to allow just a little bit more DPS to come in, so there was not as much support for Sam to come across the river. And now you see the spell cycle coming down, support that Hog, 459 to 2094, and no goal on Misfits' side of the map.
And maybe we'll see if Sam can get one more down here, although with that EQ, this will be an easy spell cycle to finish things off. GG,
Yeah.
Well played. Wings gonna take game #1 of King of the Hill with some pretty solid spell cycle work. Got ahead enough, played really, really solid defense, and gets a very important first victory on the season. And this is what we talked about, Andrew. If Wings can come out and get his job done, things start to get very, very dicey for the defending Western champion. At 5 in regular season play, here we go. 2 of the best historic in King of the Hill. 2 of the top 3 in King of the Hill. Wings and Javi. Let's go.
Yeah, Javi sitting at a comfortable 68% in King of the Hill over his career, and a massive 72% over his career in all head-to-head play. This is not a guy you ever want to run into in a 1v1 set or in King of the Hill, but if anyone can put up a great fight in this, it's Wings.
And by the way, with that last win, Wings did take sole possession of the career wins leader in King of the Hill at 31, trailing by one is Canaria.
So a very aggressive Lightning Mega Minion left lane. So Wings responds with a giant graveyard, but a high Goblin Cage keeps the Giant at bay for a beautiful defense and a decent counter push.
First minute away, giant graveyard for Wings gives him a slight lead. We'll see if he chooses to stop the Brawler. Does go ahead and throw the Skarmy. You don't see the Skeleton Army in a lot of decks these days, but this is one of them.
Yeah, Skarmy popping up more and more. You'll see it in random giant graveyard decks. You'll see it in random Sparky Goblin Giant bait decks now and then, and even you'll see it in random classic bait decks. So I kind of hate and love the Skarmy, I'll be honest.
Well, it does create some interesting problems, right, Andrew? Because you have to respond to the Skarmy in some way. You can't just let a pile of skeletons go coast to coast and jump onto your tower. And so it means, especially if a small spell is part of your defensive strategy against a graveyard, it can take that out of cycle at inopportune moments.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Wings is going to really be looking for, and something that Javi's going to try to avoid. So you're going to see him using his Baby Dragon and E-Wiz to clean up a lot of splash before just throwing out his cheap spells carelessly.
And a ton of damage on the right-hand side for Wings. Giant going to town. 3 big swings, 742. And Wings right now in a good spot. Can he defend against this RG? And the Skarmy just eats it alive.
That is the best use of the Skarmy. He recognizes the Bar Barrel is out of cycle. The Bar Barrel was used on defense just a moment ago by Javi. So what is one of the most frustrating things to drop a high DPS, high HP unit into? A Skarmy. Beautifully played by Wings.
And Mini Kepeka comes out really late at probably the most important moment, getting tons of value, just swinging left, swinging right, down to 166. Wings in a great spot here to pick up game number 2.
Yeah, should be an easy game win for Wings here. He's got arrows, he's got snowball, and he's got a ton of time. So here we go, looking for maybe a little bit of love from the RNG. There are the arrows. There's the snowball. 2 HP remains, and he gets that last little Larry hit in. Wings doing exactly. He's going against the Caster Curse, and I'm okay with it.
Look, Wings had a downfall split, but as we've been talking about a lot during this overall, let's go. Game number 3, King of the Hill.
Look, I think Morten is just as stellar of a star player in CR than anyone else in the world. Definitely top 1%, definitely S tier. Do I ever want to run into Wings, Air Surfer, and Razor in a row in King of the Hill? I would not put that on my worst enemy.
Yeah, that's absolutely brutal. And one more for you who aren't super into the esports side of it, just joining us here today. Wings is also number 2 on the lifetime Grand Challenge 12 wins at 538, up against Morten right now, who's number 5 on that list with 436 total 12-win Grand Challenges.
You know, just a couple million cards won between the two of them, not a big deal.
Oh, Morten is number 1 on the cards won list at 1.34 million. So Wings looking like he's going back to the same thing that worked in game number 2. We'll see if he has similar success here. Of course, the poison could change the math on that quite a bit, Andrew.
You see here Morten kind of loading up the left-hand lane, trying to make sure that he just can't play Wings' game. And Wings goes, nope, you can have that Baby Dragon damage. We're still going to play the game that I want to play.
Mega Knight high defense with the Royal Delivery rather than a poison on this one. Poison maybe was 1 card away, and that's going to be a lot of damage on the right-hand lane.
Look at that Mega Knight not doing what he wants. Musketeer on the tower, tank 4 by the bats. That's going to be towered down. Wings is playing. What deity is he today? King of the Hill or just a CR deity? This is unbelievable.
It's been a great showing for Wings, and now Morten with a huge uphill battle. Only 70 seconds left to try to get a tower back, and I don't know, Andrew. I don't know if it's going to be plausible. And it might be possible, certainly not plausible in this moment.
I mean, you talk about min-maxing, and that was a beautiful instance of that. Baby Dragon 4 elixir left-hand lane, fine. I know the worst that's going to come out of that is a several hundred damage. I'm going to take your tower and win this set while you're doing that.
And look at this little Skarmy kite here, just to create enough room for the Giant to get in front of the Musketeer. Very nicely played there by Wings. Of course, the Baby Dragon retarget goes to the Muskie rather than to the Giant. So has to reset here, and the GY does come down for Morten.
Wow.
Will this be enough in this moment?
That Musketeer, though, getting so much value. Takes out all the units, supports the Graveyard. Mega Knight down, Hunter down, Musketeer still alive.
That moment with the Skarmy kite was really, really beautiful gameplay from Wings, and it's been solid over and over, and this is going to be it. Wings going to come out, go 1, 2, 3. So here we have it today, folks. The defending world champions down. The defending Western champions down. And that's how we start off our 2020 season. Anyone can beat anyone in this 4-match round robin.
It is the day